I remember there was a grower who was very enthusiastic about the benefits of RegenAg that he was seeing after only a 2-year period. And his comment was, I haven't seen worms on my farm for a very long time. And now I put my hands into this beautiful, fluffy soil and I have biodiversity and I see worms. I hadn't seen anybody so excited about worms in a long time. So it was quite nice.
In this Good Minute, we're talking to Audrey Leduc, Director of Planet-Friendly Practices for McCain Foods.
For more than 5 years, Audrey has worked on sustainability, helping the company meet its very significant commitments.
We have a commitment to implement regenerative agriculture practices across 100% of McCain potato acres by 2030, which is not a small feat.
Yeah, not at all. So where do you start?
The first thing we needed to do was to agree on a definition, because there is no definition that is agreed by everyone. There's no certification, the same way that you have, for example, for eggs. So we gathered NGOs, government officials, and many of our growers. We landed on regenerative agriculture is an ecosystem-based approach to farming that aims to increase farmer resilience by enhancing soil health, protecting biodiversity to improve yields, and reducing synthetic input.
Sounds straightforward, but change never is. What's been the biggest barrier?
The biggest challenge is financial. Financing this transition keeps me up at night. So we've approached our customers. A McDonald's, for example, have an iconic combo of a burger, Coke, and then a French fry. And when you're saying in a couple of years, if we don't start doing regenerative agriculture, this last piece of your trio, the French fry, is not a given. And all of a sudden, you have their attention. They're listening.
So how would they partner with you on this?
We've created the McDonald's McCain Future of Potato Farming Fund, which is a $1 million fund for our growers in Canada, a direct injection of $1 million for projects that have to do with regenerative agriculture. Over 2 years, we were able to move 25% of the growers who received funding to the next level of our regenerative agriculture framework. So this is really about direct support of our growers.
And that's the thinking behind Farm of the Future, right?
Yes, Farm of the Future is a farm owned and operated by McCain, where we test Regen Ag initiatives to validate their efficiency, but also their scalability. Our first one is in New Brunswick. We've launched a second one in South Africa, and we'll be launching a third and final one very soon. This was McCain putting money where our mouth is. We want to mitigate the risk for our growers. Let us trial it, and then we'll share warts and all, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and how much did it cost. Growers are businessmen and women, and for them to be able to visit Farm of the Future and to see for themselves that RegenAg practices have worked is fantastic.
You seem to pursue a lot of partnerships.
We do, yeah. So last summer, we launched our North America Innovation Hubs. These are not farms that are owned by McCain. This is a partnership with existing growers that wanted to partner with us, where we use some of their acreage to trial a RegenAg practice, and we support them financially and with agronomy and soil expertise. And the proof is in the pudding. If a grower gets to visit a farm down the street from a grower that they've known for 50 years who says, I've tried this and this has worked and I'm trying this new variety and these are the benefits, it's going to have a huge impact in the adoption.
So what do people tend to overlook about making this transition?
Two things that we need to remember in terms of the timelines to be 100% regenerative by 2030 is that in North America, we only have one harvest, one growing season per year. And so while we're inputting a lot of new initiatives, we're only going to be able to count these benefits the year after to see how we've progressed against the baseline. The second thing is that in North America, potatoes spend more time in storage than they do in the ground. Potatoes breathe while they are in storage. They exhale CO2, and this impacts our footprint.
Director of Planet-Friendly Practices. That's quite a job description.
And clearly the company's behind you and very committed to this.
There is one surprising ROI that I always make a point of sharing because it's something that people don't really think about. Our employees, our McCain employees, are expecting McCain to lead when it comes to sustainability. Our annual survey showed that almost 90% of our employees are committed to delivering our sustainability objectives. And so the ROI here is that a good sustainability strategy is at the heart of developing this engagement and this loyalty with your employee base. And I think that is the most important ROI.
This has been the Good Minute from Beta Rudder. We bring a unique perspective to food and beverage advertising because we work all along the food supply chain,
where so many of the good stories start. So get in touch and let's talk about how we might promote your brand good. I'm Dennis Ryan.
And I'm Liam Boyle. Thanks for joining us.